going on? JYGO here with my buddy Christian C. Roland. What's going on, man? Who are you?
Christian got top 32 at the Toronto Regionals with this deck here.
Heck yeah. You want to get going on it?
So we got triple Albaz. It's a mandatory right now.
Yep, for sure.
Triple Aluber. Double Cartesia.
Pretty solid.
One Quem.
Yep.
I see people playing more than one Quem. I like it. Too many normal summons. The deck already has too many.
For sure, for sure.
The one-ofs, we got Lubellion, Soraneer, Tragedy, Mercurier, Adlib, Albion, and the main man
You mean
himself.
Fallen of Albaz.
Yeah,
Fallen of Albaz. Right.
And the Gimmick Puppet.
For
which
sure,
is
for sure.
The MVP.
Yep.
Last for Monsters, we played 3 Droll in the main
Three
deck.
Droll for sure. Hey,
It was
nice
good
Drolls.
Thank you. Spells. In Engine, we got 3 Branded Fusions.
I've seen some people play 2 of that. Do you know
Oh,
why?
of course. Yeah, it's optimal ratio.
Yeah, right,
I
for
don't
sure,
like
for sure.
3 Opening.
Yep. 3
3
Fusion.
Deployment.
Pretty solid. Like, it's all 3
copies,
threes and 3.
5 copies of Cartesia, 5 copies of, or 6 copies of Albaz. Like, it's just
For sure.
mandatory. This is... I decided to play 2 Nadir.
Okay.
I didn't want to see it in every hand, but when I did see it, it made me not worry about Ash on Branded Fusion. You still full combo.
Okay, for sure.
So that was the idea behind that.
Yep.
And then the last in Engine, in Red, Lost, in Retribution.
Okay, for sure.
For the rest of the spells, 1 Foolish, triple Super Poly, 1 Call By,
You can't get that Ash in there.
no, 2
Talons.
Tactics,
Okay.
and 2 Book of Moon. I
Okay.
tried to play a
And
board
that's
breaker version.
42?
42.
42. Okay, cool.
Extra deck,
Okay.
it's very standard.
Any fusions?
Yeah, just a few.
Yeah, just a
2
few.
Albion,
Okay,
2 Mirror Jade,
sure.
1 Lubellion. Now that Mind Hacker's gone, you can just stick with the 1. You
For
don't need
sure.
to clog up the extra.
Right.
Sanctifier, Ranganol, Lulu. I want to cut this, but it's so good to send off Nadir that it's
Right.
hard to.
Yep.
Got Rindbrum,
Mhm.
Quertus. This is the MVP of the extra deck over this weekend.
Okay.
This card is crazy. It's an extender. It's everything. It's amazing.
For sure.
Plus, they clear Quertus and you special Albaz and make a Mirror Jade. It's
Yep.
amazing.
Yep.
1 Chimera, 1 Titanclad, and then the Super Poly targets Draco Stapelia, Mud Dragon, and Garura.
Okay, for sure. Solid.
Alright, it's side deck.
Okay.
2 Magnamut, 1 Druid's Worm. You have
Okay.
to play this deals format.
For sure.
There's no other option in
Yup.
side deck.
Yup.
If you can play them.
Yep. Couple Kaijus.
2 Kaijus,
Okay.
3 Sphere Mode. This
Sure.
was really good in playtesting. I only had decided it once. My matchups were weird at the regional.
Yeah.
No one was making big unbreakable rewards against me. I only sided them in 1 matchup. Didn't see
Okay.
'em.
For sure. Solid.
We've got the back.
And
ready.
this is the current ban list, correct?
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
cool.
current
I
ban
was just about to see you saw lightning storms there.
Yes.
And I was like, I wonder if he's playing this updated.
Yep. So I wanted back row 8. This
Okay,
deck
for
loses
sure.
to Labyrinth
Yup.
pretty easily. So 1 Harpies, 1 Lightning Storm, triple Cosmic. I was more worried
Dang.
about the spot removal.
Okay,
like
for sure.
Anti-spell.
For sure.
Anti-spell ends the turn. We
Yup.
can play under that.
Yep.
So.
Yep. For sure.
And then the last 2 cards, Jinzo for the trap matchups.
Yep.
Instead of Gimmick Puppet locking, you Jinzo.
Mm-hmm.
And this for definitely not
For time card?
No, not for time.
Really?
Obviously. No. That would be illegal.
Right. All right. Cool, man. That was 15-15-42. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Any shout outs? Anything?
No, shout out to
Okay.
Jay, man, for
Yeah.
this profile.
Let's go. Heck yeah. And then Christian's information will be in the description as well. So thanks a lot, man. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
no problem.
Peace.
Okay, so this is the second part of the deck profile. We kind of wanted to speed through it at the locals because we had a bunch of people that wanted to talk in the background, and we tried to get there early, and everyone, of course, shows up early, which no big deal. That's no problem at all. But so this is going to be a second part question. I'm going to ask you a couple questions, like we can discuss the deck and stuff. So what were your matchups, like, roughly?
So I had 2 Dragon Links,
Okay.
2 Vanquish Souls,
Okay.
2 Pearly. 1 was with a heavy tier engine though.
Okay.
And then I had a Sky Striker, a Trap Tricks, and a Mirror Match.
Okay. All right. So you didn't face any Kashtira.
Nope,
Which-
no
which-
Kashtira at top tables all day as far as I seen.
Oh, wow. Okay. And this was YCS, or not YCS, this was what regional was this again?
Toronto.
Toronto. Okay, yep. Okay, cool. So you had a little bit of different matchups. You said something about, to me, gimmick puppet locking. You did quite a bit of gimmick puppet locking.
Yeah, so I 2-0'd in 5 of my 9 rounds, and in 4 of those I went first and locked first.
Okay, and for the
And
people
it
that
was-
don't know, it's super simple. You give this to your opponent, this gimmick puppet monster with the Sanctifier on their draw phase, and when it hits their field, no matter what, they're locked into gimmick puppet special summoning for the rest of the turn. So pretty broken.
Yeah, I mean it's a game 1 win in a deck where you can do that. I mean you might as well.
For
I did
sure.
have my round 1. I locked Sky Strikers going first, and he had He had Ghost Bell and DD Crow, and I of course had Mercurier and Called By. So it resolved. And we
Pretty
went to game
perfect.
2.
Yeah, so that was like super situational. But yeah, so the Gimmick Puppet Lock was like that. Was that your main strategy of this deck profile?
No, actually, I mean, I want to lock, right? But there were games when I probably could have locked, but I chose to instead save my resources and go grind game because, I mean, anyone who's played this deck knows this deck has insane grind game.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Next on the little questionnaire thing, we're not really flying through this, but that's okay. What did you or what would you change about this deck that you currently have in it? I see you got you're doing spicy tech with the Nadir, like that's awesome.
Yep.
Because you can go full combo, right, and then just Nadir Servant whenever you didn't send or whenever you didn't have.
Of course. Yeah, or it's backup if you if you don't draw the Call By. Nadir is good enough. You can, I mean, a Quem plus a Branded Red or whatever is plenty enough.
For sure, for sure.
The Book of Moons were a last-minute tech choice. I felt like in playtesting there were enough times where normal summon a Lure meets an Imperm, you lose. A good game.
Yeah. Or like, were you thinking you were going to face a lot of Kashtira as well?
And that too. So the deck has an inherently bad matchup into Kashtira. Yeah, you can go Branded Fusion, trade 1-for-1 Rinbrum and a Rise Card, but I would much rather just use a Book of Moon on it.
right. And then you can just do your entire combo after that. Yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair.
And the deck is so based around using Albaz as a fusion material with your opponent's board, like eating your opponent's board.
Yeah,
and
for
this
sure.
way, I can also like make sure my Albaz neg1 discard a card doesn't go wasted from a Veiler or a Imperm, same as a Lure.
So back to the question then, because I totally just we went off topic. That I blame myself for that. Any cards that you would cut or change in this build since you've played a whole regional?
So my only 2 losses of the 9 rounds were both to Dragon Links.
Okay.
The deck is no joke, very good, very bad matchup for us. It shuts off the Albions, the Albion, the Branded Dragon. You can't send to Grave expecting to banish because they have a Bestial. You're screwed.
Yeah, right.
So honestly, I think if I had to choose, I would like to have
your mic just cut out there.
Main deck. Maybe I would like to have more Bestials in the main deck. I'm not entirely sure what would cut. Maybe just the Book of Moons with the tactics, but Bestials in the main deck would be very good this format.
And that's the thing. Also, that's the good thing though, is like you put these cards in that give you additional slots to side deck out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When it's clean 40, it's super hard to find side spots.
Right, exactly. But when you're at 42, or heck, even more, I've seen some people play 44 as well. They can just swap them out for the Bestials or whatever. And you've got 3 here. You got the Magma Huts and the Druid Swarms.
The only other thing I might change, the side deck, the Sphere modes. I was afraid of big boards, those Wombo combo decks, especially only playing Droll. I was afraid of big boards I couldn't break, but they didn't come up. I mean, maybe if my matchups were different, they might have, but that could probably be something more useful.
Yeah.
And then, if Dragon Link is going to keep being this prominent and good of a deck,
I personally think it is. With the new Assault Synchron coming out in the Battles of Legend, it being like a $45 card, I think Dragon Link is going to be a pretty heavy deck.
So in that case, I want to find room to put Albalanatus mech in the extra deck.
Which one is that again? That's the one that searches the fusion card on end phase?
It's a contact fusion from field with
with a
dragon monsters.
Yes, I see that. Yeah,
1 plus dragon monsters.
So you can use all of their stuff. That's actually really smart, honestly. I like that.
As bad as I lost to those matchups, like there was maybe 1 game where I was in a winning position and just didn't play well, but for the most part, I was fighting an uphill battle. So if I could find something, maybe cut the Titaniclad or the Lulu and put in the Albalanatus, that would help that matchup so much.
How often did you go into Dracostapelia?
None, and so it is. In generally, it's cuttable, right? But I respect Flu and Kashtira, and that is probably better than most of our extra deck in this deck.
Fair enough.
Against both of them.
Yeah, fair enough. That's pretty nice. I don't have any other questions for you, really. I mean, like, this deck is pretty cut in stone. Like, we've been testing, you and I have both been testing this for Nationals to an extent. Coming up, because now we both got our invites, and I'd love to play Dinosaur, but I feel like this is probably going to be the better bet. Sphere mode, that's what I was going to ask you. Sphere mode, that came up at all?
No, there was, so it came up in playtesting a lot, but, like, against Sprite and Mana Dome and Sword Soul, these huge boards they put up.
Yeah.
I didn't play anything like that. I was playing Vanquish Souls.
So possibly like removing the Winged Dragon of Raw Sphere mode and throwing something else in, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what. Maybe just some more hand traps for combo
Yeah.
decks instead.
Yeah, and then you
but
were also running the Jinzo that was outing the Labyrinth and stuff as well.
didn't come up. I mean, Trap Tricks isn't honestly.
Yeah,
Trap Tricks isn't
you're the only
matchup.
thing you're going to be worried about in this situation is probably at the higher tables of a regional would probably
Labyrinth.
more likely be Labyrinth than Trap
Yeah.
Trick for sure.
And honestly, like I like the Jinzo lock. It's good. It shuts their deck off. But at the same time, Labyrinth and Trap Tricks both play into Super Poly. Like 100%.
They do, yeah.
So
Dark Fiends,
Super Poly,
yep.
yeah, Super Poly is insane this format, and part of me
is.
wants to play the cross out package with the Ashes and the Imperms. But
For sure. Yeah.
It's just Super Poly is so good.
It is. It really is. Because, like, all else fails, you can literally just set Albaz and Super Poly and you can win. Like, that's such an... It's sad that that's a big interruption for the deck, but it's still good, though. I'm not going to complain.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you also said something about Quertus, like, saving you quite a bit, I believe, in the video.
Yeah, that was the MVP. I just don't know if people don't like to read or whatever it is, but first of all, like, this is the hard out to being OTK'd. If you're in a bad board state and I can choose one monster to make, I'm making Quertus because I know I'm not getting OTK'd. And second, if they're gonna pop it or whatever,
yeah, because they have to play through the 0 attack, right? They have to use something to out it before you use the make everything 0 attack. Then, if they do out it, you just straight up have an Albaz that comes out of this, or Despia. Mostly, probably would be Albaz discard special, like a Mirror Jade off of their board.
That's what it mostly was, but even so, there was a time or two when Aluber came up, I was like, oh, they don't have game now that I've used Quertus effect.
Yeah.
And I'll just summon Aluber and get Branded Fusion for
next turn. For next turn, right, for sure. Rinbrum, did Rinbrum come up at all? Or a little bit?
No, I mean, to be honest, I think of that as more of a graveyard interruption rather than an option to go into on the field. I mean, yeah, it's good, but it's so telegraphed that it's very easy to play around.
For sure. And then you got the Garura and Mud Dragon for the super poly targets. So yeah, this is pretty solid. I like it.
Yeah, it did me good. I've been playing this deck for a long time, and it finally pulled through for me. This
finally pulled off like the month before nationals, so you can finally go right. So now we're not alone, or I'm not alone there with. Well, I guess David will be there, but still, yeah. I think that's pretty much it. Unless you have anything else, any like last comments or anything.
I will say, brightest blazing branded king. I saw one of I think it was the Denmark.
Let me pull this up really quick for everyone that's watching the stream right now, or the video. Brightest blazing branded king. I'm gonna read it out loud really quick. Choose one fusion monster you control that mentions Fallen of Albaz's material, so it doesn't even target, which is funny. And negate the effects of all other face-up cards currently on the field until the end of this turn. During the end phase, if a fusion monster was sent to your graveyard this turn, you can add this card from your graveyard to your hand. That's pretty good. That's amazing.
I wanted to find room for this so bad, but I tried to make this deck as clean and non-bricky as possible, right? Like I took out the Dark Magician brick for the Dragoon, and I chose not to play Branded Beast or Regain because I was just trying to make it as high powered as possible.
Yeah.
But this card was calling to me for this format, and I wanted so badly to find
hang on. There's one more branded card I was going to ask you about that I've seen. Not Beast, it's this one. Is this any good?
That is a win more card.
Okay, you can only use the effect of this while you can. Oh, it's while you control a Bestial. Banish any monster to be sent to your opponent's graveyard for tribute for their rituals or materials for fusion, synchro, or link. Yeah, never mind. So it's not even that good. It's only good in Dragon Link builds, I believe, that people play one of.
People that are coping and branded and saying you play more Bestials and you play a Tude and you synchro summon Chaos Angel on the opponent's turn. And I get the idea. But Mirror Jade is already Chaos Angel. Like,
right.
You don't need a hard to make Mirror Jade in the deck.
Right. That's fair enough. That's fair. Oh man, this deck is just I'm glad I picked this up. Like I really am, because it's gonna be a really good deck for a long time. Like they hit the trap card. They hit the trap card to prevent the gimmick puppet lock or the raw lock, but they couldn't hit this because
I mean they made it non-targetable. They made it not using fusion material.
Yeah, that's so. Wait, it can be used as fusion material as well. I didn't even know that. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Am I wrong about that? No, it's the first sentence cannot be used as fusion material. Okay. That's so good. And did you bring out the summon from grave at all with this thing? Tribute 4 monsters. One time? That's awesome. That's amazing. So, that's funny. In case people don't know, it's got a really hard summoning condition. That's during your opponent's turn, you can target 2 monsters in the graveyard. Oh, that's not it. It has a really good summoning condition that if this card is in your graveyard, you can tribute 4 monsters, 2 in the extra monster zones and 2 in the center main monster zones, and special summon this card. It's pretty funny.
Does not activate either.
Does not activate, yeah. It does activate. If this card is in your
What?
graveyard, Yep, it does activate.
Oh.
Yeah, either way, it gets rid of freaking Tryheart, because I've had issues getting rid of Tryheart, and
Oh yeah. Well, especially
yeah.
like I mean, people kaiju you or whatever, and don't like pay attention to where they put it.
Yeah.
It's super to get it off.
Yeah.
Not always beneficial, but
Right. But all right, Kristen, thank you very much. Appreciate the deck profile. Appreciate you being on. Hopefully, we'll get you on for the new podcast that's going to be coming out here soon.
yeah, of course.
I guess all of your links and everything I'm going to put in the description. It's like TazYGO, right?
Yeah.
You got a link tree. Okay, cool. And then, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you all have a good day. Peace out, guys.